What's up guys, my name is Javi and welcome to my little background tutorial that I'm going to do for my graphics channel called Enoch Designs. In this tutorial I'm going to show you every single step that I do to make my backgrounds. So in this tutorial, if you have any trouble in making backgrounds, any questions on how I do certain things in my backgrounds, this tutorial will be your answer. So be sure to keep on watching this tutorial. Watch every single part. I think I'm going to break up in parts and I'll upload it one part each day. So let's get to it. Let's open up Photoshop. File open. Not that. Oops. File open, and then you're going to want to open a template. And I have, if you download my graphics pack, you have this. So my GFX pack, PSD templates, and we'll make a partner one. Just because I like partners better. Alright. Hit Control 0 to make it full screen, and then now you have your template. Now, what I like to do is I like to double click on the backdrop, and then go to Color Overlay, drag this to black, fix my mouse. Okay, and then I click on the vignette, get a brush, get a good size brush. Don't get the small size brush. We'll do about that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so that is what you're going to want to do. But after this, you're going to want to make about I'd say like a fifth of the circle, just like that. Do the same to the other side, and do a big one up here. There we go. Now it's like a three-sided little thing. If you want, I don't know, I'm really sure what you want to call it. Now, this is what you call gradient banding. I'll show you what this is. You see these lines like going right here? I hate that. I hate when I see it on people's backgrounds. I hate it just overall. So, what we're going to do is hover over the layer, go to Filter, Brush Strokes, oops, and Spatter. And I have to give credit to Rated Designs for this, because he's the one who helped me for this. You can go anywhere under 10, I'd say, and for this one I'll keep it at 7, and then it just smooths it out. See, there is some, but you can't really do it much. I guess I can see what 6 does. See what 6 does. Yeah, 6 does a little better. Alright, so now that we have that, we have an even amount of light. Now we can start editing our textures and everything like that. So first off, we're going to need to make text instead of 4D. Now, as well as if you did download my graphics pack, you have my Lightroom that I use, so which is right here. So now we just double click on this. We'll just make it my partner background. Now what I like to do is make it all caps, just because it depends on what font you use. I just prefer all caps. Now let's find a good font. Let's do, I like cursive font. Now sometimes it takes a while to find a good font. I just kind of like play with my fonts. I do know some of them, like I know what they look like. So if I don't know if they look good with that word, then I just skip over them. And I have a lot of fonts, so this might take a minute. Lobster 1.4, this is like one of my favorite fonts, but I don't really like how my name looks. Made in China is a really good font too. Yeah, kind of stupid. And if you guys want fonts like this, just type them in on YouTube. Nike has a really good font. Yeah, that's a good font, but I went like a little bit smaller. I guess. Yeah, that doesn't really look that good. Wild card. Looks alright. Now you guys might hear Skype. Here, I'll just mute my thing. XiRod, this is like the Optic Gaming font. It looks alright. But I like this. I like this. This looks pretty cool. Now, once we get past that, we have our materials down here. And I don't think I included this in this graphics pack, but this is Rated's material pack. So if you just type in like Rated Designs Cinema 4D material pack or something like that, then it'll come up. And my favorite color is red. So if you guys want to see what it looks like, just press that button up there that I just pressed, and it pre-renders it for you. So it's rendering out, and it looks pretty good. And you can, add special effects to it, so don't think it's gonna add just like that. So you guys can copy down my Cinema 4D settings if you want. Make sure it's 1920 by 1080, and then go over here, switch it to QuickTime PNG. Go to Options. This is how to get the best quality. Millions colors plus. Make sure it's a plus. And you can save it. We'll just save it to my desktop. Okay, and then we will render it out. And after this is done rendering, I will come right back. Alright, I am back and it is done rendering. So after this, you can close out Cinema 4D. Now, it's fine if the light is white. You'll see what I do at the end. Now go to where you saved it as. Got my lolcats. I don't know why I saved it as that. Now make sure this is above the vignette and the layers, because then it fades and yeah, it's not good. So what you want to do is hit Control T to transform this. Drag it to a good size. And scroll up. Make sure it's about even. Now here's what you can do. I know Eric likes to do this. He's got his little bars right here. You just hit Control R. And then there we go. Those bars sometimes help. I just use them to center my text, and then I just drag them off. That's basically what I use them for. Now, after this, you can, you guys might see my Skype lighting up. It's the Team Focus Team Chat. That's all it is. And you can add some things to it. Now, first thing that I like to add, and this is for you, Luke, is the numbers. My friend Luke likes to use these. He likes to do GFX work as well, but he uses these way too much, and he uses them, in my opinion, the wrong way. They're supposed to be small like this. Now you want one on that side, and then one on this side. Now after you do this, just merge them down because they're basically the same layer, but put them both on overlay. Put this behind my text, and then drag the opacity down until it looks about good. 14, and we'll go 6. We'll go 18. Yeah. Now, what I like to do, is I like to zoom in on the banner and focus on the banner, because the banner is the main part of the partner background, in my opinion. Now, after this, you can add flares. What I like to add is just flares. And this is Photoshop CS6, by the way, so I don't get any comments saying, how's your version black? It's Photoshop CS6. It's a new one. And you just drag it out, because I use flares. I used to use boxes for my links, but I like flares a little bit better. Now, just do this. Now you want to get your erase tool. Erase this little white line. Then you can go up here, erase like some of the lines. Oops. God dang. Oops. Alright. We'll lower my brush. Actually, this needs to be dragged out a little bit more. Center it right over the text. And there you go. Now you need to make this side a little bit even. Alright, now what I like to do is duplicate it, bring it down here, and I like to make the bottom one a little bit shorter. Just like that. Now we can zoom in. Oops, did not mean to click that. And file open. Now we can add really whatever after this. It doesn't really matter. What I like to do is I like to give my text a little grunginess to it, if you know what I mean. I want to give it, you know, some different effects. So what we're going to want to do is go to my textures. Now a good texture for text that I find is useful, that doesn't really, I don't know how to say this, like make your background too big of a size, is this one right here. As you can tell, it's from Era's graphics pack. Now a lot of people don't know how to do this, which is kind of strange because it's really simple. I didn't know how to do it at first. I just had to add text over, or I mean texture over your text, and it's really easy. So you're just going to make it about the same size as your text. We'll just do it like that. There you go. Now drag it on top of your text, right click, create clipping mask, overlay. There you go. And that is how you do it. It is fairly simple. Actually really simple. And after that you can add a little bit other text. You can add some more if you want. I'm gonna add one more, and I think this one's in rateds. So right here, this one, whenever it shows up huge, like that. So you always want to Control T and then just drag it down, resize it. I didn't mean to tilt it. There we go. And then we're going to bring this down. And again, make it the same size about my text. Create clipping mask, and then put it on overlay again. Now this one is a big chunk. So, speaking of rated, he's on Skype. And after you do that, after you make clipping mask, just keep on merging it down into the same layer. So it kind of looks like that. If you know what I'm saying. It gives like kind of like grungy look. So now after that, oops, you can add textures to the main focus of the background, like the whole background. Now, where's my texture? Right here. This texture's pretty good. It gives it like a good light to the background. Now for my textures, when I put them on a background, I hue and saturate it to just make it like plain black and white. Try to center it out. Bring that down. Now, how to hue and saturate, you just Control U, and then this comes up. Hit colorize, bring the saturation all the way down, flip it to overlay, and there you go. Now, I used to just, keep it like to the minimum amount of the background, but now I like to spread it out a little bit. Bring the opacity down, of course, because it will make your background way oversized. So make sure you do that. And you can add a little bit more if you want. This is my favorite texture right here. Absolute favorite. I love this one. I always put this one full screen. And without even hue and saturating it, it looks good. just like that. It gives that really grungy feel, and I really like how it looks. But I will saturate it down to black and white. And put it down to like 21. Now, this background will probably be... Oh, I had to pop my neck. This background will probably be over 1,000,000 pixels, which is the YouTube limit, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. Because for graphic designers, I don't think there should be any limit, because, you know, you want to do your best. So, I don't know, that's just me. Now, after that, we can add some really, you know, whatever things. We can add whatever to it. So, what I like to do is, I like to add some lights. And this is probably like one of my favorite lights, right here. Just put it on screen, not color dodge. Actually, color dodge makes it. No, it's stupid. Okay, erase this like little logo thing. Now you want to transform it down to the size of your text, because this is meant to put behind your text and have like little lights sticking out like that. Now you want to hue and saturate that. Bring the saturation up like that. Control J to duplicate it. Control T, flip horizontal, and then make it about the same spot, so around here. Now that just gives it like a little light to the background. And you want to file open. Now particles, I like this. This is like the really only particle that I like. It's up to you guys if you want to do particles. They really look good on overlay. If you guys put them on overlay, I'll show you. So go around here, spread it out. Now for this, you're going to want to turn the opacity way down. I'll just put it behind the vignette. Put it on overlay. Now I'll put this above it. There we go. Now switch that down to like whatever you want. I usually do it below 10, but we'll just do it 11. 11 looks good. It adds that like little shadow feel to the background, or to the banner I should say. And then we can open our, you know, we can do whatever. Like, I like that smoke under my text. So put it on screen. Go like that. Smooth this edge out. And then turn the opacity down. It gives it like that little vibrant feel to it, if you know what I mean. So it gives it like a little light to the banner. Now we can really do anything on from here. We can add, you know, I guess we can add, oh, now one thing that I always do add, oh, didn't mean to press that. What I always do add is a thing from Rated's graphics pack. The scan lines. The scan lines are what make backgrounds really cool, in my opinion. Now put it on overlay. Now you can't really see it from here, and now you can. So what I want to do is get the scan lines, bring them all the way down, and turn the opacity down to like 8 or 9. Sometimes, actually now 4 looks a little overboard, so we'll do like 3. 3 on the opacity. It's about as much as we can do, because otherwise it looks like that, and that is not good, in my opinion at least. So now we have our background looking like this. Now we can add, I like to add little glows coming down from the top. What I like to do, I mean, you can add like lightning, or you can add, you know, what I'm gonna add, which I can't really remember where it is. I think it might be in here. No, not that. Oh, yep, there it is. This thing. I use this in a speed art that I'll upload pretty soon. I might have already uploaded. I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this, to be honest. Hue and saturate this. Colorize. Bring that saturation down to about here. Now, this doesn't really affect the background and about size, so 90% on the opacity looks pretty good to me. Now we can open a couple more things, and then we can start putting our links, and then we'll add like the final touches to the background. So let's see here. Actually, we'll see if this texture looks good. I have this one texture, this right here. I really like this texture, but I really can't find out how to use it properly, because it always like brings out the weirdness of a background. I don't know. I just like don't really find a way how to use this and like to make a background look good. But I'll try. So put this on overlay. Looks kind of girly right now, but let's put that on. And I usually drag the opacity down until like X looks kind of good. Huh, that's surprising. Okay, 6 looks pretty good. Now, this is the part where, you know, a lot of people get stuck, I guess. You know, they're about to put their links on because they're partnered and all that stuff. Before I do that, I make sure my text looks good. So what I do is add some drop shadow. This is for those before you put your links. Make sure you put it on 100. Change this to 0. Change this to about 10. And change this to 20. And you're like, what are you doing that for? Because it's all black. Well, you'll see. Now, you can also, I forgot to do this, gradient overlay. I like to, actually no, it looks good like this. Now, gonna want to make it all black, just a little bit of it, and it gives like that little dark feel to it. So there you go. Now after this, we can put our links for our banner, and I have what are called layer styles. They're over here, and you know, I have all these different colors. But you know, sometimes I like to do, you know, different kinds, and I'll do a different kind of style. So what I like to do is, you know, if they're partnered by a network, make sure you have like their little network thing. I'll show you what it is. Logos, corporate logos. Say I'm partnered by Machinima. Obviously I'm not. Hopefully I will be. And then put this right here. Yeah, that looks nice. And now what we can do is we can add text to say what we want. So let's do Twitter. This is my favorite font. One of my favorite fonts, by the way. We'll do Twitter. Put that on the red. I guess, actually, No. Step backward. Step backward. You can do this to make your Twitter look good. Click on blindness and emboss. Drag depth about 62, looks pretty good. Now you want to put on gradient overlay. Do about 63. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then just duplicate. And you're probably wondering why I'm keeping it white. You'll see at the end. Now duplicate it. We'll just put, oh, let's see what else I have. Put ENR Designs. And no, I do not have a typewriter. It's a Razer Black Widow keyboard. It's supposed to sound like a typewriter. Okay, so now that we have those two links, try to center it out, I guess. Control J. Now we're gonna do this side. We'll do top fives, which is a community channel that I'm part of. I wouldn't say community channel, but it's a channel with my friends. And then make another copy. Oops. And then put port. Oops. Portfolio. So that's about what we're supposed to have. Make sure they're even, so drag that over a little bit. I guess drag the top fives over a little bit. Around there. Alright, that looks good. Now, what we can do from here is sometimes behind the text, I like to add the icon. So I use arrows, icons, because they're really freaking good in my opinion. So we will start from the left with the Twitter bird. Drag this behind all the textures, except the scan lines and all that stuff, and shrink it down. I like to make mine a little crooked. Okay, focus is calling me. Sorry, I cannot join. Alright, I need to turn down the opacity to about 10. It makes like a little indentation, if you know what I'm saying. And yeah. Alright guys, hold on, I had to go for a minute. I wanted to accept their call request. Let's drag them up here. I want to finish the tutorial for you guys, so we're gonna put on the ENR logo, and I like to drag the one off of Eric's avatar because it looks two-dimensional. Alright. Now we're gonna make it, actually what you can do is just go to edit, transform again. Oops, that was a big ass fail. Okay. Sometimes that doesn't work, I don't know why. I really don't. Adobe, you need to fix that. Anyways, just put that right here. Now this one you have to make look like the Twitter logo, so you're gonna have to add like, what's it called? Gradient overlay. That's it. And go right here. go about that. That looks pretty good. We'll just turn the opacity really down. Way down. Around there. Now this is not the best background I can make. I'm just giving you guys some steps on how I do things. That's the purpose of this tutorial. Definitely not the best background I can make. Now we can add the... And for top 5s, I guess we can just do a 5. Add the same gradient overlay on it. And center it out. About that. And my dog is going crazy. You guys might hear him. He's tiny. He's not gonna do anything. And drag that down to about 30. Why do I always hit that? And then open the Deviant Art logo. This is right here. Make that about the same size. Now you guys don't have to add the logos behind text. I sometimes do it, never really do it. I just want to do it once for you guys. Turn that down. Alright, there we go. And that is what it looks like so far. Now to add the special effect that I was talking about, you want to go to around the content area. Actually, let's do it right here. Now you want to add a thing called curves. Now curves is actually, you know what? We don't do that first. We do hue and saturation. Hit colorize, and then you can make it red like this. This is a special effect that I was talking about. Now you can, hold on, go up more. Okay, actually I guess I have to have it at the top. I thought I could do it below some layers. Anyways, now you can actually turn the opacity down on the hue and saturation. We'll turn it to like 80. Add some vibrance. Vibrance makes it a little bit better quality. Saturation. And then curves. This is what I was talking about. This makes it a lot brighter, a lot darker. If you like drag it all the way down here, we'll do it about here. And yeah, and then after that we can levels. If you drag yours, and levels is mainly to get those rings away. And brightness, contrast, turn the brightness up a little bit. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, there we go. That is my background tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and a favorite on this video. And if you're new, subscribe to ENR Designs, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.